Hey Scorpios, this is your general July 2018 reading. Just a couple things real quick. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting me and my channel. Thank you to people who have donated to my channel to continue the energy of what's going out, what's going in, coming in. You get it, the whole energy flow. I greatly appreciate it. It's definitely not necessary, but it's greatly appreciated. That way my channel can grow and I can continue to help people. But either way, thank you so much for everybody, especially the comments, people sharing their stories. Yeah, so enough of all that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Scorpios. I'm just gonna get started. So what's at the center of the reading is you have the Nine of Swords, and kind of with it or clarifying it is you have the Five of Wands. So you're all up in your head, clearly anxious, could be having a hard time sleeping at night, just kind of tired of all, like, maybe the competitiveness, the fighting, bickery, maybe you even having to be strong enough, like, I mean, there's like, this person's the only one standing, he's kind of like taken everyone else down or defeated them. So either you feel this way, like this was done to you, or you've been working extra hard to make sure that you do this to everybody else. Maybe you've even been, like, you know, in stinger role for Scorpio, like teaching people a lot of lessons or something. And, you know, you're kind of just getting tired of it. Either way, you're getting tired of whatever's being done to you, or you're getting tired of sort of retaliating or teaching people lessons that maybe you feel like they deserve it. Maybe there's like some power control issues. Either way, let's keep in mind, this is also for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If it resonates with you, if you have this Scorpio significant in your chart, the energy could be for you. It could be for somebody else. It could be for a cross watcher. It could be for work. It could be for love. It could be for something totally different. Apply it to your life as necessary, or, you know, as it fits, whatever's necessary for you or whatever resonates. Some, none, or all of it may apply. You know what I mean? Like, energies flip-flop. So, yeah. What's crossing this is you have the Three of Swords with the Six of Swords, with kind of clarifying, like, the Knight of Wands, maybe even to go along with it as an energy. So I feel like, on one hand, yes, there's heartbreaking situations, matters of the heart on the mind that just don't feel that great. And either moving forward to calmer waters, moving away from the situation, whether it's in the situation, but just mentally being more at ease, or literally moving away from the situation. There may be issues here of, like, kind of a flighty, like, in, out, passionate, but not really knowing what you want energy. You know, you have the Sphinx here too, which is also, you know, it's about riddles. It's about, you know, having the consciousness of a god and the body of an animal. So like the instincts of an animal, but you know, the mind of a god, or at the very least a person, but in this it is a god. Maybe you're having a hard, you or someone you know is having a hard time kind of with, how do I say this, like bodily desires, physical desires, lustful desires, really just having that balance between the body and the mind, between your spirit and your mind, basically your mind, body, and soul all being in alignment, kind of is what I'm getting. Like the sand is even coming up on it. Like, I know it could have just, you know, blown in there, but it's almost like trying to find a way to either cover up certain instinctual desires, bodily desires, or trying to change it. I get more maybe like you had tried to cover up. So it's hard to say without saying the bottom. The card's more in your foundation and more in the distant past is the Two of Swords. Okay. Is the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords again. So, you know, it's a little weird because in your more distant past, you know, you have the Three of Swords, and then what's crossing you here is you have the Three of Swords. So I get, you know, on one hand, yes, this is still plaguing you. But when you look at this Three of Swords, it's almost like somebody, you could take this as somebody healed. Maybe you thought you healed from something that hurt you in the past. Or you pulled the swords out and bandaged them up, thinking that would make it like go away or not hurt. I almost get this vibe when I look at it like blocking or closing down the heart. Like that. Blocking or closing down the heart. Like, you didn't want to deal with matters of the heart. You didn't want to see matters of the heart. You didn't want to even acknowledge matters of the heart. Why I think what is blocking you, because not only is it continuing, because I think this is an illusion, like somewhere in your mind you have told yourself, I'm going to put this as you. If this is somebody else, put it to that, you know, if it's part, you get it. You know, some of this may apply, whatever. But I think you might have thought that you shut down this part of your heart, or that you've healed it or protected yourself or whatever. But I really think this is like an illusion. And what's actually crossing you is moving on mentally from this that happened. And maybe it stems from either you doing something like this in out, I almost like lustful, just, you know, this type of energy in not its highest form can lead to a Three of Swords for either you or somebody. Actually, a lot of times it's both parties. A Scorpio comes across as a very tough exterior, but they for sure get hurt during it too. I think they have a really good almost method on where they like what they tell themselves, what you guys tell yourselves. I just think it's catching up to you is kind of what I think is going on here. and I don't know if this energy was done to you. Some of you it might be done to you. Some of you it might have been to somebody else. Maybe because you closed down your heart in the past, you were able, not only able to have this energy that was in and out and not truly committal, not really, you know, there, not really grounded in a lot of ways. So now, not only were you able to have this energy, but actually because of that, you had this energy. You know, it's really hard to take something seriously and really be there long term and really be invested for anything other than an in-out, quick kind of energy, what's in it for me energy, when you have shut down your heart or a huge portion of it. And so not only is it, you know, what's crossing you is moving past this heartbreak that either someone else or you or both caused. But why this is blocking is that it's time for you to see that this is still there, the swords are still in place, and not only is it an illusion, but if you want to not see it as an illusion, you gotta rip open these wounds. You have to rip open these wounds in order to look at them and kind of charge towards them, embrace these wounds in order to be able to move past them. And I think because you've kind of been like, you know, for so long acting like they're not there and moving, you know, past it and going on and doing your thing, it's catching up with you. There's conflict around you. There's anxiety around you. There's not really being able to sleep. Power struggles. You having to be even more on top of your game. I mean, yes, I get it. I think Scorpios really like that, especially on more unevolved Scorpios really, really like that kind of pain vibe more often and stinging vibe more often. But, you know, part of you likes it, but a lot of you doesn't. Like, you guys are lovers too, you know, and you're intense, and because you're intense, a lot of times that's why you like the stinging, because the intenseness can really get to you and hurt you sometimes and make you want to just block your heart off because it's so intense. And I think you guys do get a little bit more, you have a higher, I guess it would be lower threshold. I don't know. You easily get offended, especially when you have it like more evolved, I think, because you guys are so intense and loving and passionate that if you haven't really looked into those parts of yourself, it really, really hurts. It's really easy to misinterpret what is really going on. In your recent past, you have the Ace of Wands and you have the Six of Pentacles. So I don't know if there's like a new creative beginning. Maybe you're focusing on work. Maybe you're focusing on yourself, working on becoming balanced. Some type of new passion, maybe, and maybe it's work or creative related. Like the beginning of a new endeavor. Or you just thinking about with somebody, like a thought crossed your mind. And maybe you're wanting to reciprocate something, reciprocate your efforts. Maybe somebody else is now reciprocating efforts. You might be wanting to, like reciprocate your efforts, like sort of balance the scales. I really get this vibe from things too, that somewhere along the way, you guys get something that happens, whether it's a download, some type of perspective change, enlightenment, awakening, whatever, that makes you see things a little bit differently. And I think you kind of wake up to what's really been going on with your heart and really the way you've been seeing things and really your side of things. And maybe just how, because you've been so sensitive and the wounds that it's created for you, it has tainted your perspective of others around you, others' actions to you, your actions to them. Really kind of just your judgment. And maybe you see that you haven't really been being fair. Maybe that other people have been giving a lot and you've been just kind of focusing on yourself or sex. But I also just get this as like it could be a new creative venture or a new career venture, and focusing on money. Maybe you were focusing on your money to distract yourself from all these, anxiety, competition, like conflict and all of that. But that only worked so much. It was still showing through, and something still came through to make you realize something. And I think you also got an idea, if not, you will soon, about more like giving back, like even give or take. We'll come back to that. We'll see with that. I think mostly for right now, with what position it's in, I think that you have started some type of new, like focusing on money, some type of new career venture. Is that the right way to say it? Venture? I don't know. New career path. Money. You're focusing on money. What's crowning you is you have the Devil card and you have the Ten of Wands. And maybe focusing on all this work too. Maybe you went a little bit too workaholic on this and you were out of balance with work because you were using it not only to level up, feel good about yourself, get your money right. You are Taurus's opposite sign, of course. But also to distract yourself from the situation. And because of that, like maybe you've literally just exhausted and burned yourself out. So not only has it made you, just drop all wands, you've got this one where, you're just like, I can't handle all this. Like you just carry one wand, and that's the one wand that you need to defend yourself, sustain you, keep going, like keep your stuff going. Like, I think you're really focused on yourself right now. I think, this also is a Capricorn card, so it could be about work. So again, that you could be focusing on work. Like this looks like the same Ace of Wands vibe, that this is, but it's because you dropped everything else. So yeah, I think that's actually what that means. Now that I'm looking at it, like this Ace of Wands with this Six of Pentacles, like you really just started like really just hustling. To the point of overabundance. Probably to the point of toxicity. Like, this is not having a balance. This is in a codependent way. Like, maybe you're so codependent on this that you actually turn something that was good for you into something that actually brings you anxiety and conflict and just, you know, a negative kind of vibe. Whether you're doing that in response to what other people are bringing to you, or whether that's just you're getting more and more unhappy. Like, in the beginning, I think it served you. But when you just kept doing it more and more and it increased, you know, it's something like that works until it doesn't. And then it really doesn't. And I think it's starting to look like it's really not. It's not anymore. It's not working for you anymore. Like, it's almost like you can't ignore it anymore. Not only can you not ignore it, it's slapping you in the face. You are realizing, like, how bound you are to this. Like, you have gone into it. You've probably committed yourself so much even that you have just... You now have such chains on you that it's like, how do I get out of this? How do I can't maintain what I've been putting together and building at this point. It also could have brought toxicity into your relationship. But I get mostly and first and foremost, this is within yourself. I mean, look at him. He's exhausted. And he's just sitting there thinking, like, what have I done? I mean, to the point where not only has everything else fallen away, like, it either fell away or he let it all go. Like, he could not maintain balance with anything else in his life because this was such... It was so out of balance with this venture that you started, whatever it was. And I'm just gonna say it was like some career path or creative thing. I think it gave you balance in the beginning, like in the recent past, like this. You were like an aha moment, something that feels good, something that gives you balance, and you're now realizing that it's not giving you balance anymore. It's actually affecting you. In your likely future, you have the Page of Cups and you have the Seven of Swords. Clarifying that, or going with it, kind of goes under it, is the Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I don't know if because of all this you've had to do some strategizing or even deceiving, giving small offers of love because you don't have enough time to give anything more of an investment than a Page of Cups. Trying to really get and think about, like, what is this? I think I can already feel the effects of like the Mercury retrograde. I don't know when the shadow period starts, but I can feel just slowed and just, you know, that true like slowing you to introspect kind of thing. I think actually what I think it might be is you trying to come up with a strategy in a way to offer love or an apology or talking or saying hi or attention of some sort, affection of some sort at a very beginning level. And it might be because of maybe because of this, somebody walked away from you, or you walked away from somebody. And this was like, you know, this was like a soulmate relationship and something that made you feel, it was something that was good. It made you feel good. Or you're going there now. Maybe might even be some of you that is walking away from one situation or person in order to go towards another situation or person. So some of you are single and not with anybody, and you are walking towards somebody or something, some situation, something that makes you feel good, that either maybe, I feel like this is something past-wise though, because you have the Eight of Cups. So it's sort of could be maybe you just going there, but I don't think so. Because, you know, here's her standing there too with an empty cup and like somebody's leaving. So either somebody left you and it was this type of situation and you're wondering how to offer back to that, or this was a situation that somebody had walked away from you in the past, or you have walked away from them in the past. And this was a situation that it was a pretty strong soul tie. And it made you feel good about yourself. Like you might have even had other suitors, other competition or whatever, but this person, like here's all these other people, like, yay, you're hot, you're amazing. But this person really stands out to you. This type of situation that either they walked away from you or you walked away from them. I mean, this really hurt. You know, this is the blood that was shed here. Like, this might actually be the person. Yeah, I'm like getting chills on my body. But this might actually be the person or the situation that caused, I don't want to say the initial Three of Swords that you kind of told yourself you had healed from and blocked out, because chances are that actually mirrored a previous wound before that. But either way, this is the situation that you consciously mended, healed up, and blocked off and pushed away. Because this type of situation shed like tears and something so deep you might as well have been spewing blood. As you might have actually literally like have something that comes that you realize something about this, or you realize your perspective was off. Either you judged this person unfairly, or your perspective was off in the way you looked at it. Or you didn't see something about it before. And like, I get it too, like, so this either happened to you, I'm going to put it as this was you, and you change it as necessary, but I get the vibe like you walked away, or somebody walked away from you, and this other person that was left, like they were really hurt too. Or someone walked away from you and you were left there really hurt. Like they were just standing there like looking at the cups, like what just happened? Is there anything left in these cups left for me? Any love that's left? Like, I don't know, like did you do this person dirty? Was there deception in this? Was there not that deep of a committal of love? Was this a very almost, I don't want to say juvenile, like in a judgmental or a what's the word I'm looking for? Demeaning way, but I mean literally like the level of love, like you were young, maybe even a young love. Maybe you were young when this love happened, or at the very least your level of love that you were willing or able to give at this time was not a high level of love. It wasn't a mature level of love that you were bringing, and there might have been, because of that, some level of deception. This person probably really made you feel good about yourself too. Like really stroked your ego. Not saying that in a bad way, but they probably really did make you feel good about yourself. So you might either be strategizing to go back, you know, figure out how to offer something to this person, or even just say hi. Or you're realizing this whole level of just the reality of the situation, like what you really just didn't bring to the situation, the level of deceit. Like you might be going over in your mind and like feeling bad about it. Like I said, either going toward this situation or you leaving a situation to try to go to this situation. Well, let's move on from that. And if something else comes up, then we will. But how you see yourself is the Seven of Cups. The 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. So there is an evolution here, or an evolving, or a growing of emotions and emotional satisfaction. But I think you're kind of confused right now about what you want, what makes you happy. What does emotional satisfaction really look like? Maybe you're confused not only about what you want, but how to go about building this, like this family or this happiness. Maybe deciding between your options and a family, which one will bring you better emotional satisfaction. Not really knowing what you want. Like this Knight of Wands guy, like he doesn't really know what he wants. All he knows is that in that moment, in that impulse, what he wants to go do, and he does it. There's not a lot of discipline with it. He's on a whim, you know. It's impulsive, not having a lot of discipline. I think you want to have your options, but you also want to have like this either family or what emotionally makes you happy, which could even be like this person from the past or this current person, like maybe somebody that walked away from you or you walked away from them. But I think that you want them, but you also want to have your options. And you're confused about which one do I want? Is there a way to have both? I mean, that might be part of your thoughts. Is there a way to have both? And do I want to give one up? Like, how do I go about? I think you're realizing that, you know, this is probably better for you, but it's like, am I willing to give it up? Can I grow that level of discipline? Like, you're conflicted on what you want, like this. Like, you don't know. You're almost not integrated, or you're torn. Like, you don't know what you really want. I don't think you've addressed the discipline within yourself. You probably have a lot, especially over this like work or career situation. But as far as like matters of the heart, I don't think you have. That seems to be a weak point for you. And you know it. You're starting to realize it. And it's like, if I go with my options, is that going to emotionally satisfy me? And if I go with this person that I'm thinking, you know, I've got a pretty strong bond with, is that going to emotionally satisfy me? When really you're kind of just thinking all wrong about it. Like, you have to find ways within yourself to emotionally, like, satisfy yourself. You have to, like, love yourself and be there for yourself. And you have to stop lying to you about this too, so that this can heal. Because as long as you're lying to yourself about this, you are even more going to be in this state of mind. What's in your environment or how other people see you is, you have the Emperor, you have the Three of Cups, and kind of to describe that or clarify that, you have the Nine of Cups again. Right? Maybe I was taking another reading. Either way, you have the Nine of Cups. And in this Nine of Cups, like, he's being served. Like, so maybe what's in your environment is somebody else who, you know, maybe it's your boss who you're working for, like, or something. Somebody is, you see as, like, kind of controlling and serious. Maybe you like this even, like, this structured part, but I think you're serving somebody else where there's a lot of people or like-minded people there. But I think how others are seeing you is very rigid, very logical, smart businessman-like, but kind of cold, you know, distant, authoritative, I don't know. Maybe, you know, always being around your friends or whatever, but maybe that, again, you know, you've got this Knight of Wands energy and this options energy, so, you know, a lot of people around you, a lot of women or men around you, a level of competition, people kind of serving to you and what you want, a little egoic, overindulgence, yeah, drinking, partying. Maybe you're like, you really know how to work, but you really know how to party too. And being a little out of balance with that. So you're like responsible by day and like party by night. Egoic, like people serve you, they're there for you, it's all about you and what you want. Maybe it's that you can't really tap also into your emotional or fun-loving side unless you're drinking or partying. Like, it's almost like if you're at work, maybe not so much at work, but if you have another part to your life besides partying and work, you'll know what that is, so fit that in as necessary. You're like super like stoic and serious and just calculated and distant and, you know, just of power in people's service. Like, you're the king, but like the cold version of the king. Yes, you may make it where things go in an order, but I almost get this vibe like these cups energy is really only dedicated towards a certain area of your life. And you might have to be like overindulging or partying or something, whether it's alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever, in order to tap into that part of yourself. Like, you might literally miss that part of yourself so much that, exactly like this, like, in order to feel balanced, you have to work. In order to feel emotional, you have to party. Like, you're like, in order to do this, I have to do this. In order to do this, I have to do this. Because you're not integrated in it. Like, that is full on, like, devil energy, codependent energy that leaves you like this. Like, seriously. In order to feel balanced, in order to feel good, like, poop, I've got to put all my attention into working. Like, your only work-life balance, like, is work and party. Work and party. Maybe you got a family. Maybe you're confused about that, though. Because that's not part of any of the equation that's, like, giving you something. Like, nothing about your family helps you tap into your emotions. Nothing about your family helps you tap into your money. Like, that doesn't give you balance or happiness. Work gives you balance, and partying gives you happiness. That's crazy. That's quite a thought. It's like you can't tap into those things or address those things without indulging. Like, can you communicate or talk without, and by partying, I mean, whatever your thing is, whether it's, you know, can you express yourself and who you really feel like you are within yourself without partying, meaning alcohol, drugs, sex, women, overindulgence, partying? Can you feel balanced just within yourself without being at work? Is this what you're like when you're at home? Anxious and conflicted and of power struggles? Like, have you like literally knocked everybody down? Have someone done this to you? Are you having a hard time sleeping at night? I think this is what's really going on inside of you. And when you're at home, whether you have a family or by yourself, this is what's really going on. And because this is what's going on, and you can't really see because you've blocked everything off, you have to like tap into other things just to tap into parts of you. You have to do those things just to not feel like this. What's in your hopes and fears? You have the Fool. You have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Hangman and the Two of Wands. And you have the Star card, which is, I think, healing and balance. Being able to be comfortable in your own skin and who you are. You know, obviously I think you worry about being or looking like a fool and being left out in the cold. But I think you're starting to feel in the Five of Pentacles energy like all the time. And you're realizing it's not really working for you anymore. And you want to start something new, like a new path, a new cycle. To where you either gain some type of alignment, or maybe you get put into the position, or you put yourself into the position to try to gain some type of clarity or enlightenment about how to move forward and make yourself, like this one's stuck, like make yourself unstuck. I think you fear being stuck. I think you fear being exactly where you are right now. Even though part of you is telling yourself that you enjoy this and you've strategized and have this completely worked out the way you want it, or you think it's working for you, you know, a huge part of yourself is telling you it's coming to a culmination. It's not working anymore. So on one hand, you fear moving from this because you don't know what lies on the other side. You're having a hard time having faith and hope that some other way will work and keep you out of this energy. So as of right now, you can only do this to sometimes keep you out of that energy. And you can't see any other way right now to be out of that energy. But you know it's not working. You know it's crashing down. So you want a new beginning. You want to feel carefree. You want a new cycle. But you don't really know how to go about starting it. Or what it's going to look like. And one of the things really blocking you from this is you going within, but having faith. Like, kind of just surrendering to this feeling and reopening things up and going to this feeling, which I think you actually do. I think you figure that out, because I think somewhere along the way you figure out the only way out is in. But you want to start a new cycle. You are tired of feeling left out in the cold, and it's just getting worse and worse. Like, there's the only thing left after this rod going is that you like exist no longer. This is like your will. This is what keeps you going. This is what keeps you alive. I almost get this vibe, like, I don't know if, and I'm not saying like your whole life will mirror this, but in some way you feel like it can't get worse. It can't go down anymore. It can though, just so you know that. Don't be that crazy thinking about it. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it to like, don't keep doing what you're doing thinking that's the floor. That's not the floor. It's just feeling like it's your floor that you can't handle any lower. But you fear the situation staying like this or getting worse. And you want a new cycle. But you also fear the new cycle. You don't know how to move forward. You don't know how to allow yourself to have faith and trust and to let go of the control. There's a lot of like control issues here and power play issues here as well. What's in your likely outcome is you have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And you have kind of like this, like the Moon card, Judgment, and then the Four of Wands. So I think what your likely outcome is you making an offer to a Queen of Swords or someone making an offer to you. Somebody that either you've cut, again, like I said, either you've cut out before or they have left you before. And I know normally it'd be nicer if she was facing this way, but I think because you've left, you know, they went somewhere else, and you might be strategizing some type of offer that this person is not aware of. Like, it's almost like it will catch them off guard. They could deny you, and that's why the back is to you. I more get that you are going to, they're not going to see it coming. And I think, you know, you've matured a little bit, because at this time before, it was the Page of Cups. Of course, the page is already used, but the Page of Cups. Now you're the Knight of Cups. So, not great. It's not the King of Cups, but it's the Knight of Cups, so it's a little better, I guess. Hopefully you're not just, like, in love with love, too. Like, don't do that, and that doesn't work for you either. Like, be realistic about it. Realize that love is more than just this initial rush in or of passion. Like, it takes an equal amount of give and take. It takes commitment. It takes the same type of energy, but in a healthier way, as what you've been putting into work and partying. You're going to have to address where you're putting your energy. Maybe you'll start putting your energy into this Queen of Swords. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. If I look drained right now, I am. Like, it's later too, and I'm tired. I wanted to get your guys' reading out. Maybe I'm as drained as you guys are. Maybe that's why it's supposed to look like that. But either way, I feel like you're giving an offer to somebody, and it's somebody that, you know, they might be fair-minded and good with their words and all that, but somebody that either they've cut you off or you have cut them off before. And I think the reason that you do this is because you literally have some type of, maybe somebody might be part of a twin flame situation There is a very soulmate type relationship down here. A lot of people see this as 11-11 twin flames. It's also the Four of Wands. So it could be you gain clarity though of some sort. Like Judgment a lot of times is seen as an awakening card. You gain some type of enlightenment or awakening or clarity about your emotions. I almost get this vibe like maybe that wound maybe got ripped back open, maybe it didn't, I don't know, but in some way you now see something more inside of you. Emotionally, like here's the moon. This is probably you in your emotions, or this is you coming up to your emotions. Something about maybe you and your higher self, or this is like has a high priestess vibe to it. Being able to see things from a different perspective, like in these towers. You know, the moon is about the subconscious. It's about emotions. It's about secrets. Maybe some emotions came to light. Some secrets came to light. Something, I think it's stuff within you, and it's also stuff external to you, or things that were going on, and something that you know you either want or will bring you happiness or a firm structure. Let me see. I think you're in defense mode right now. You have the Seven of Wands. You're withdrawing. Again, you have the Star card. You have 2 Star cards. I have a feeling you're being helped to show you your path, but maybe from you withdrawing, and whether you leave another situation and you go in isolation, or you're already single and you're in isolation, but you're in defense mode, you go off, you're by yourself to everybody else, and you get some type of, here's another Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. So maybe what's bothering you too is that you did move away from somebody, and that caused you heartbreak, and you were trying to just get by with, maybe you thought you wanted to be single. Maybe you're just like, screw it, you know, I'm just going to work and party and have my fun time, because you walked away from somebody or something and thought it would bring you mental ease, but it either brought you heartache or so it ripped open this wound that you thought you had healed. And a lot of stuff is coming up. You're seeing a lot of like your shadows. You're seeing a lot of your demons. You're seeing a lot of your codependencies. And you're really seeing things about either this person that you recently, like this person that you moved away from could be the same person, or this could be somebody that you moved away from, rightfully so, whatever, but it upheaved things from like your more distant past. Like this is from your distant past. More distant. And it might have brought up something or some feelings about somebody from your more distant past. Somebody, like I said, that stood out, that was different than the rest. You thought you had gotten rid of this hurt and you had healed this, and it didn't. and you moving away from somebody or something mentally and just doing your thing for a minute, it tore open the wound. Yeah. Because see, here's your more distant past with you kind of healing it and mending it and thinking, oh, it's all better now, and it really wasn't. And here's you now with what's crossing you is the active heartbreak. So not only did this bring up your more distant past heartbreak, but this situation also broke your heart. It literally was a breaking open of your heart again so that you can like heal and ascend and mend more properly. Uh-oh. Like you had some type of, yeah, like the judgment, like an awakening, like a little awakening. And it just really showed you like secret emotions that you didn't know were there, like hidden emotions, your subconscious, what you really wanted, possibly a whole perspective change. Just like I said earlier, like you might have looked wrong at this situation. And because of what you're seeing now about how you handled things, and how you might have left this person or how they left you, like it's really hurting you. Not only is your wound hurting you, not only is the current state of your life hurting you, but you probably being wrong hurted you. Not wrong, but you being like, how did I not see that? That sucks. But also how you treated this person is probably hurting you. Hold on a second. Hey guys. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, you left something though. I think you were having anxiety and conflict, and you moved on from something to calmer waters mentally, because not only was it causing you heartache, but I think it also ripped open a certain level of heartache. And I was going to pull cards, which I still might, I don't know. But like at the top of the deck here, it's like, here's the Queen of Cups, here's the Ace of Swords, here's the King of Cups. And also, I mean, look at the King of Cups. Like, she's now looking like, well, I guess I can just keep this fish for myself now. You can't see that clearly, but she pulled the fish out of the cup. And he's emptying his cup. Like, he looks unhappy. Like, I think what ended was like, I don't know, you might have had another relationship here that you moved away from. And you were just like focusing on work and your other options. I mean, maybe you have kids with this person you walked away from, but you might have been thinking about maybe a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Could possibly be Libra too. But you were probably thinking about your other options. Maybe you were going between, you know, somebody, maybe you had a family with somebody and they were the mother of your kids, and then a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And you were just like focusing on work while you were trying to decide because you were confused. Like, in the meantime, I'll just focus on money while you're thinking about two different people. And then, you got some type of idea. Again, this is like, how many is that? Where is that? You have a lot of Ace of Wands vibes. Something happened and it kind of transformed it, and that turned the wheel. And, you know, now you're looking towards a future of your ships coming in, but you're looking to, it's almost like you sent a message too once you figured it out. Like, you sent, like, look, right? Here's your Ace of Swords with your bird on it. And then, like, once you figured it out with this Ace of Wands and it turned the wheel, here's you sending the message out because you now know. You now know what direction you want to go. And it might be like this Queen of Wands, somebody that you see as fiery and passionate and a go-getter and intuitive, strong. Maybe a Leo, could be Aries or, you know, Sagittarius, but maybe this unblocks you in your mind. Maybe you go and unblock them in their mind because it seems like you really did them possibly wrong or dirty. And you go and help them out mentally and put an end to that cycle. The cycle of ignoring them and walking away from them. Because you got the Hermit card. Like, you now know, you've went inside and you now know what you want. So you have, like, the Page of Pentacles, where to offer your investment. Now you're saying where you're going to offer your investment because now you know. I think you know now. You know, with this Page of Pentacles and this Page of Swords, this is like, now you know. And again, here's your Queen of Swords. Like, somebody with a Queen of Swords. Like, just that energy. It could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but... And hopefully she now realizes, because here's a regular Queen of Swords, but this one is looking up at like a butterfly at the end of everything. Hopefully she realizes you've transformed, because you've done a lot of like resting and thinking, like really thinking about like what you want in this new beginning. And here's the two of Pentacles. Like, now you're both in it. Like, see, look, here's just you, and here's you guys together. So I just think you kind of have a better idea of how you want to move forward. Yeah, like, I think you're walking away from this situation you were already with, and it has like the Empress vibe, like somebody that you were already with, you were in an established relationship with, they may be the mother of your children, but it might be more of a long-standing relationship. Because again, like I said, in these over here, you've got where you're kind of going between a Queen of Pentacles and an Empress. These cards kind of say all the same thing as the other ones. And I kind of picked up from another deck just to be like, oh, what did they, walk away from or whatever. But it just showed me, like, here's another Judgment card. Like, true enlightenment of where to invest your time. What will be fertile investment for you and make you happy. There's a lot of Leo vibes here. Make you feel balanced. What do you really want? And you've got the High Priestess, like, like Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. And like when it said earlier about you going towards that Queen of Wands, I think this Queen of Pentacles is this Queen of Wands. And this High Priestess vibe. They could have been maybe your side chick. Maybe they weren't. Maybe you just intuitively knew. You were like really connected to them, especially with the twin flame status. But there's a new beginning here. You might be a little nervous about it, but I think it brings you out of this Nine of Swords energy. Like, here's another side, Nine of Swords. But I think you offer this, and it helps bring you out of the Nine of Swords, but in a way you're like a little anxious about it. Like, here's the Six of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Six of Cups. I do think this offer actually makes you feel a little bit anxious. I think you're worried about, because you have the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords sandwiching the 6 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And also, so the one you're going to go after is really actually another version of the Empress, because you have pretty much all the queens almost, minus the Queen of Cups, which they're probably here too. But this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, I think is the person you're going towards. I think they're pretty much another version of the Empress. I really do. I just think right now you're already with an Empress, meaning the one long term you've been with, or even short term you might have kids with, or whatever. But either way, see, here's the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. They're sandwiching this 6. I hope you can really see that. They're sandwiching this 6 of Cups and this Knight of Cups. Like, I think you're kind of anxious and really like in your head or stuck about making this person from your past an offer. But you speaking this truth really brings this back full cycle. It comes full cycle. Like, you end a cycle and begin a new cycle, a better cycle, and this is like you and them with the world. Yeah, look. This is crazy. So you speaking this truth and going to them. You have like a lot of twin flame cards here with the 6 of Cups too, and the Lovers. It ends and starts a cycle. It brings things back full circle from where all of this started. Maybe when you were possibly younger. And it's what you really want subconsciously. It's what you want emotionally. And then you have the Lovers card. And you have the King of Pentacles. So now, like, you're this Queen of Pentacles king. But the Emperor too. Like, she's really the Empress. And then you have the Emperor over here as you. Like, you're really the Emperor too. And you're just really going to work on this now. Yeah, I think guys, listen. Right when I pause that to pick up the cards, you're not going to be able to see it because I will have edited this video and put it together, so time-wise it won't look the same. But where it is right now, where I just came back, when I paused that to pick up the cards that just fell, that hopefully I got all of them, I have to count them, it was 11:11. Like, this is a crazy feeling that's running over me right now. So, of course, not everyone's going to be a twin flame thing, but there's some strong twin flame energy going on here. I think this situation really wakes you up. Like, this person, so someone either from your past or whatever, like, that's why there's no one like them. If they're like your twin flame. Either way, they're a really strong spiritual soulmate, though. Whether it's twin flame or not. Which is probably why you've been, like, conflicted and it wounded you so much and you've been up at night not being able to sleep. But I think that you were with somebody else. You could have been single. It's not going to apply to everybody. But you were with somebody else. So some of you might not be. Some of you, you went back and worked on this and now you realize some stuff and then you're working on that now. But most people, I don't think so. Or this person left you, like either you left them or they left you. And some wound or was either opened up or it was not. And you just had some type of like awakening. So many cards falling. So, like I said, you were defensive, you were withdrawn, and when you withdrew, you had some type of inspiration or whatever. And now it turns to the 9 of Cups. So it could be too why you're seeing in your environment with the 9 of Cups is not only being served and egoic, but you might just be being about your money, being about partying, options, but you might be single. Like single emotional fulfillment. So you might have already been single when this happened. Which I think it was, because I think you either moved away from somebody or they moved away from you. And here's the Star card again, like faith, like something aligning with your path, like something that's fated. And you have the Crown card, which is the World card. And yours is reversed. And remember before you had the World card, like when you make that offer, that Knight of Swords, it brings up the World card. Remember? I'm pretty sure I showed you. Like right here. Like when you actually, because you were confused, you were anxious. You were stuck and anxious about making the offer to a soulmate about the past. But with the Knight of Swords, when you bring this offer and you actually do it, it completes a cycle of what you want. And then it leads to the Moon, the Lovers, you become the King of Pentacles, so you become that person, blah, blah, blah. Right now, it's reversed. The Crown, it's something that a cycle has not finished yet. And when it's upright, it's completion and embodiment. And when it's reverse, it's unfulfillment, right? Yeah, unfulfillment. So you now, there's a fated event. There's something you see that you want, a wish of yours. Like you have the 9 of Cups and the Star. Both of them about hopes, wishes, fate. I mean, Star is fate, destiny, but wishes too. Like the Star is very much about wish upon a star. You know what I mean? Like something that you have wanted, that you have felt unfulfilled about. A cycle that you feel like has not ended or was not closed properly. Something that you now feel bad about, you now see differently. You see that you see, like you want to make it right. Like you see how you saw it now. You saw how you treated that person. Like, I don't know if it's just period or if it's just because now you know what they possibly are to you. But you now know what you want. You now know what you desire. And it's something that you know, a cycle that was not closed out. And it also was not closed. It wasn't even an attempt to be closed out in the right way. It was like left hanging. Like she feels like she was left hanging. She got no closure. She was just left hanging. Like it hurt. I think it hurt you too, or hurt them or whatever. But whoever got left hanging, I think really, really got hurt. I think you just now see what you need to do. And then your oracle cards, you have free will, sovereignty, independence, free spirit, empathy, simpatico, kindness, compassion, death right, saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lives, seduction, allure, desire, manipulation, the past, a person, bitterness, grudge, refusal to let go. And on the bottom of the deck, you have creator, catalyst, maker, mother, father. The last day in the light, unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts. Redemption, absolution, forgiveness, penance. And then you do have like the religion card, the call of the night, excitement. Yeah. So the religion card, canon, rules, commandments, the call of the night, daring, adventure, excitement, supernatural, inexplicable, miraculous, otherworldly, ecstasy, yielding, rapture, bliss, about like releasing that control to something you could trust, whether it's a higher power, another person you can actually trust. Enlightenment, epiphany, innovation, the death will come, transgression. I mean, you have so many things about, not only is this, you're now free. You're free now because you've moved past another situation. And in that saying goodbye with this death rights card, something blew open in your heart and taught you a level of compassion and empathy. Like, look, like sacrifice, like Christ died on the cross. You know what I mean? Like some type of sacrifice or surrender or whatever. Like it just blew your heart open. Such a big thing. And you now see this level of bitterness and being stuck with your thoughts of the past you thought you had shut down, and you now see the manipulation and the devil energy in it and how you treated that situation with it. And there was a catalyst. I don't know, maybe something about with your mother or your father. It says creator, maker. So I really get this is like a divine situation that basically, like, you had an awakening. Unexpected endings, surprise, changing, sudden shifts, redemption, absolution, forgiveness, penance. Like, you are now seeing things. It is now weighing even heavier on you. It was easier to not see when you were like, we're under this illusion. But now, like, you see it all. You're like so much more spiritually connected now. And you know it's just something beyond and above you and otherworldly. Truly having like a death and a rebirth. Like, this really has a strong twin flame. And I don't see a lot of videos like of Scorpio, I don't think, with twin flame stuff, but maybe they do. But this really, really has a strong, like, either spiritual significance, spiritual relationship, twin flame relationship. At the very least, you become awakened. You see some stuff, Scorpio, like, you realize something in your perspective and you're like, holy crap, I have really looked at things a certain way. And, you know, maybe you hurt people and you're like, oh God, that sucks. Like, now that you see things from a different perspective, you realize, like, you judged it unfairly, I think. And you're having to, like, forgive yourself. And then you're like, it just bothers you. Like, you want their forgiveness. Like, you now want their forgiveness. You want the scales to be even. Not only within you, but with, you know, source above. And probably and hopefully with this person. But you are, like, so connected to something, like, just mystical and magical and spiritual and just some awesome stuff. Let's just see what comes up here. I don't know, Scorpios. Some of you guys have like a really spiritual soulmate, like either coming back or coming to you anyways. Maybe you left them in a past life like that. I mean, not everybody's going to be like you had known this person before, but maybe this could just be you leaving this other person to go to this person. But I feel like for a lot of people, it's you going back to somebody that you just now see. You want to go back to work on it. And have a heart-to-heart conversation. You want to tell them what has transpired, what you figured out. Maybe bring it to a higher level of engagement because you realize now they're your soulmate. But either way, you want to go back and talk to them. You knew there was always something special about the connection. There's a lot of chemistry between you two. They were always different than everyone else, I feel. There was something always different about that person. Maybe you had a hard time in the past because you guys were just so different. You guys saw things differently. Unrequited love and religious factors. You know, there was just a lot different, whether, you know, spiritual, not spiritual, ethnicity, beliefs, age, the way you live your life, like whatever. And maybe that affected things before. Because even though there was a strong level of chemistry, it still just wasn't enough. Maybe you thought you didn't deserve it. Maybe you told yourself some lie too because you thought you didn't deserve it. But either way, you want to go back and you want to talk to this person. And you want to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Because this person, you know, I don't know. They were just good times and good memories. It probably was, you know, actually like spiritual blocking. You want to express your love when this happened before. Like you may even be like, I don't know why. Like you just, whatever story you told yourself in the past, like doesn't even make sense now. And it was probably spiritual intervention. Excuse me. Because the attraction was so strong and there were so many control issues at hand here that maybe you guys wouldn't have been able to let go and you guys both had to go do your thing. Maybe that's why you left this person so confused and in such ways because, you know, you really didn't have a good reason to say, or maybe you really didn't know, like, or you just, maybe divinely you were supposed to leave it open-ended. Maybe this happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. And even though you knew, like you told yourself some story in this 3D world, you still really didn't know. Like you knew, but you didn't know. And plus, I mean, like, your heart was shut down. You were just purely on, like, human desires. 3D needs. Egoic needs. Like, you weren't focused on anything love-wise. You weren't focused on anything spiritual-wise. You were focused on whatever reality you told yourself in order to keep going for whatever reason. Whatever you were guided to do. Whatever you needed at that time. Whatever wounds you had that you had to tell yourself whatever. And you realize now, like, you didn't know. I don't know. I'm not going to keep going into that. I think it's pretty... I think you guys are going to get to know each other now, though. Getting to know each other. This could be the one. Let go of control issues. Forgiving and learning. Make the effort. Attraction. Stay optimistic about your love life. Finances and career. Healing family issues. Trust. Love yourself first. Release your ex. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. I'm going to pull a healing crystal oracle card for you. And then we'll be done here. Plus I'm tired, but this really unwrapped in a way that I didn't really expect or see coming. That's crazy, especially when I paused it and it was like right when I looked up 11:11, I was like, that's crazy. Scorpio's July 2018, please. Scorpio's July. I was laughing because one of your cards, shoot, I just broke a nail. One of your cards is Shiva Lingam. And Shiva Lingam is very much a stone of Kundalini. Which Kundalini is like a Kundalini rising, a Kundalini awakening. So I really, really think that like so many of you guys, and it makes sense actually too, because you know Uranus is, I think it's not opposing your sign. I mean, it's in Taurus, and Taurus is opposite Scorpio. So you guys are going to feel the pull of that. As far as an awakening, plus there's so many other things astrologically going on. You also have Jupiter and Scorpio for a little while longer. There's a lot of times, I mean, people have Kundalini rises and awakenings anyways, but in a lot of times it's also associated to like twin flames, like waking them up. So let's first read 25 Anandalite. Cosmic consciousness. That's crazy. This reading has turned out to be something so much more than what I thought it was going to be. It's always so crazy. Like once I get into it, like I'll think I'll see and know what it is. And then once I get going, it's like, I don't know, it's just crazy. But anyways, cosmic consciousness gently facilitates integration and releases emotional blockages standing in the way of spiritual awakening. Well, you have like two cards like related to spiritual awakening. It reminds us that consciousness is omniscient, omnipresent. It reminds us that consciousness is omniscient and omnipresent, seeing all, knowing all. Immerse yourself in the mystical interconnectedness that is cosmic consciousness. You have the potential to live in a completely different dimension of consciousness. Recognize that you previously operated within a narrow band of awareness. Exactly, and that's what you're going to go talk to this person about, is just you now realize like you saw just so narrowly, like you just didn't know or see. Attune to flashes of divine light within your soul. Let feelings of separation fall away. Embrace unity. You are here to experience cosmic consciousness. Transform your goals and seek a new direction. You have exceptionally clear sight now. Stripped to the bone as the old falls away. Do not despair. New light is infused. Yeah, like I think you walked away from something, and it was meant to be. It was fated, so don't feel bad about that if you do. When you transform your awareness, humanity experiences a quantum shift. Exactly, especially if you're a twin flame, like that's the point of it all. It can happen right now. You are part of everything, and everything is part of you. So I don't know if this book talks about it being awakening as far as the Shiva Lingam, but I know that's what it's for and what it does. I had a Kundalini. I don't know if I had a full awakening. I think I had a partial. I've got a block breakthrough, I think. So I either had a partial Kundalini awakening or a rising, but I think I had a partial. And I think it's like stopped like right here. So just saying. But the other cool part is this Shiva Lingam, alchemical union, like twin flame union, embodies the wisdom of deities brought to earth. Like, and a lot of people talk about twin flames, like not a lot, but it's been said before that maybe they're like ascended masters or whatever coming here, and part of their stuff is to do their task and raise the frequencies of the planet. But either way, you have been downloaded with wisdoms of deities brought to earth. It symbolizes uniting dualities and manifesting the creative force. Be compassionate with yourself to heal. You have masculine and feminine and other dualities within you, your being. Integrate these to release your creative power. Right, about integration. A Shiva Lingam is produced from the tumbling waters. Life shapes you in the same way, so go with the flow. Soul scouring reveals your divine core. If you were hurt or abused, be compassionate with yourself to create healing on all levels. Yeah, like especially when you realize a lot of this stuff, like it's gonna hurt you, and you're gonna have to really like learn to forgive yourself. Have like, hopefully you integrate that. Okay, don't take it too seriously. Like Source forgives you. They know, you know, you have to work on forgiving you. If this person is your twin flame, they'll forgive you. Even if they don't, it doesn't matter. Like, you just do what you have to do and then you move on, you know. Whatever makes your soul feel right. Go get back to basics and put passion back into your life. Honor your libido and creative fire. Create balance. Expect a new relationship or revitalize an old one. Yep. Practice sexual magic. Cut ties where appropriate. Remember, you create through the power of thought. Everything passes. In a turbulent time, unexpected benefits emerge. True relationship transcends earthly experience. It is rooted in soul unification and unconditional love. I mean, that's just like twin flame, like written all over it. So, just so you know, in case you haven't haven't had it happen yet. When it happens, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen, but as far as the sexual energy part of it is what I'm trying to refer to. You know, don't go crazy with that. It's a lot of it is about, you know, yes, between the union, there will be certain things happening because of just the connection and the energies. It's going to be crazy. But it's a way to reuse that energy again. Like when you're younger, you're not aware, you use it in like a 3D sexual way, you know, just have sex. For one, this sex that you'll be having is going to be different, and for two, it's sexual energy is a creative energy, so it's about using it in a creative way, in a way that aligns with your soul, with your heart, with your mission, with your path, why you came here. So anyways, I'm gonna go because this is a lot longer. I thought I was gonna be able to wrap it up under an hour, or about an hour, but I don't know, there were so many things that unfolded here, and like this twin flame energy just came up and just slapped me in the face during this reading. So that's crazy. I hope you guys have a good July. I hope you guys go with the flow, no resistance during the eclipses. Keep your head up. Don't think too darkly about this. Don't hold anything too much on yourselves. You know, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. But anyways, I love you guys. If you need any help with any of this, let me know. I'm available. And I mean, if it's kind of quick stuff, I can just answer and help you with it. If you really need like helping, guidance, coaching, just someone to talk to, you know, for a while, whatever, like offer services for this to help too. But I, you know, I'm in the middle of going through this, so I understand what it's like. But I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great July. Thank you for supporting me. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, really comment and like, or tell me what you think. How does this resonate with you guys? You don't have to really tell me if it doesn't resonate. I don't really care if you do, but it doesn't matter. I mostly like to hear about people's journeys. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.